Hello all, a Knife Tale here, bringing you a knife summary of this Bestech Blind Fury. I've done a review on it, that will be linked down in the description. But this is the summary, and so we're just going to quickly cover this thing. What are we looking at? We're looking at a titanium frame lock with this aluminum foil carbon fiber as the inlays. We're looking at M390. This is, if you hadn't already guessed, a combo design. And I think it lives up to its Blind Fury name pretty well. It's super aggressive. You got a massive secondary edge for the Tonto. This one's, I mean, it comes in a number of variants. It's got a lot of details. It's got a lot of milling angles and leg and edges and stuff like that, as true with most combo designs. Honestly, you either like his design language or you don't. It's kind of where you're at. Though he does have a few different kinds of styles in, like this is much more angular, where some of his are a little bit more flowy, a little bit, just a little bit. The blade length is 3 5/8, so just over 3.5, and overall 8 3/8. So it's a full size knife. I'm not going to go into any more depth than that. It's not the full review. It is a flipper and front flipper knife. And honestly, it's centered and there's no play and it's on bearings and it's pretty smooth. Actually, it feels a little dry in there. I might actually, it's been sitting kind of in its case for a while, so it might actually need a little bit of, yeah, right there, there's a little bit of, feels almost dry. So if I put a tiny bit of nano oil, just barely touch it to the, get just the tiniest bit to come out and touch it to the detent ball. If any would come out at all. What the hell is going on, nano oil? You have some in there, I can see it. Okay, I just got a tiniest bit. I don't know what the hell's going on there, but work that in. And there we go. Yeah, it was just a little dry inside. Boom. Almost drop shot. So, yeah, this thing's all about the design. The language is, and I want as in general when it comes to knives, there are a number of, and they're typically Japanese style knives where you have the blade at a higher cant than the handle. It tends to go like this upwards. This kind of does that, but unlike those, which I don't like when the blade does that, this one is you know, striking enough. I like his design language, and I like what it's doing here. You've got this tiny little flat area that's stonewashed, and the rest is all belt satin, it looks like. Combo's logo, Bestech logo. Can anybody explain to me why companies insist upon putting their logo and then the name of the company directly below it? It's your logo. If we know your logo, we know what you're doing here. It defies reason. It's reasonably comfortable, though the pocket clip is long, and you do kind of feel it a little bit more than you necessarily think, because it's kind of hitting me where it's poking into the side here. It's not uncomfortable, but it is there. You got one grip position. It's not a huge knife, but it is just barely full-sized. I'll compare it to the Civivi Conspirator. As you can see, it's actually a long knife, but it doesn't feel like it's huge, right? Because you don't have, your primary grip is pretty restrictive. It's actually about the same as the Conspirator, but it comes down to a thinner area. It's not super. It's reasonably thick knife actually, but Like, you have extra room here, but it feels a little constrictive despite that, inexplicably. And I certainly wouldn't go up here. That feeds right directly into the edge. So, is what it is there. Lock bar access, despite not being... it is cut back a little bit there. But being a little wider, being both sides chamfered, you can almost get it from the side, honestly. And that feels good. Like, I'm not complaining about that. It could be a little bit better, I suppose, for those who really like a lot of lock bar access, but I'm not having trouble hitting this thing. Good detent. The sharpening tool on plunge grind is not good. The plunge basically hits right here, right behind the edge. Though the stop pin, thankfully, is up in there. Underneath all that, the wheel of the front flipper and underneath the flipper itself. So, full access, you can cut in your sharpening tool and make that bigger. No problem then. Overall, this is a really distinct, and it's a pretty nice knife. It's a premium knife. It's a reasonably expensive knife. I will try to maybe link it. It's, hold on one second. Sorry about that. I'm back. No time for you, but just a couple minutes for me. Well, not even a couple minutes. A couple seconds, really. I just wanted to double check the price, because I couldn't remember for a second. It's $305, which it does feel a little bit overpriced for that. Yes, there's a lot of detail in the titanium, and you've got the inlays of carbon fiber, and it's a collab, which is always going to add price. Still, I would like to see this thing at like $280. It's not that far off pricing-wise based on what you're getting here, and it is, from this particular example, pretty well executed. The grinds are pretty even, actually, from side to side. Gets a little bit shallower at the tip on this side. That might be an angle thing based on how they ground the actual bevel. But other than that, it's pretty decent, right? So it's not outside the realm, and all versions of this knife are the same, $305, and there are quite a few. This is, in my opinion, the best looking one, which is why I got it. I don't know. It feels more like a showpiece than a knife than I. Let me start over because I just lost my ability to speak. It feels more like a piece that's interesting to buy as an enthusiast than it does a knife that I want to carry all the time. Right? There are some extremely expensive knives that I carry very frequently. This is not one of them. It's a good knife, and it's quite interesting, and it's, again, if it's for you, it's for you, style-wise. But this one's just not feeling compelling and practical enough to carry all the time, to me. The one major downside is this front flipper is terrible. The jimping is not the right kind of jimping. You can get it. Maybe it's just because mine has a decently strong detent, so I can do it from the top, but it takes a decent amount of effort. Like, I have to push into there, and I have to not push too much pressure on there to get it. The better way to do it, in my opinion, is from this change in angle. You could throw it out from there, but again, it's rough on the finger. It's not great jimping, and don't even try to do it sideways. You're just going to rip your finger apart. But I get that sometimes where it doesn't completely deploy. I slip off of it, it shreds your finger. It's the front flipper is very strangely, don't even waste your time doing this, is very peculiar. It just is. Maybe just resting your thumb completely on top of the thing. Now even that's not consistent. Yeah, it's it's basically grab here, push in, and hope your thumb doesn't... Yeah, it literally just ripped me open. Literally just ripped me open. I don't know what they were thinking with this freaking... Jesus. I don't know what they were thinking with this. It's like you have to approach it from... Yeah, the front, basically. And I'm bleeding all over my knife now. Thankfully, it's not going anywhere, because I do like the knife, but don't like that. It's flipper. It's a flipper knife. Unless yours has a much lighter detent, which, I mean, it certainly is possible. This jimping is not doing it. Other than that, it's really cool. That's what it is. It's fun, it's cool, it's a really interesting premium knife that comes pretty close to substantiating its price point with all that's going on here. Other than that, I got nothing else to say. Let's center that out and call it here. That is the Bestech Blind Fury, and I'm going to go put a Band-Aid on. So, see ya.